something heartbreaking happened behind the scenes of Hudson and Rex, a loss so deep that it shook not just the show's cast and crew, but millions of devoted fans across the world. As rumors of Season 8 swirl, questions fill the air. What really happened to Diesel, the dog who won hearts as Rex? How did John Reardon's real-life cancer battle change the show forever? And will Detective Hudson return after the tragic turn of events? The truth behind Diesel's sudden departure and the future of Hudson and Rex is more emotional and uncertain than anyone expected. Today, we reveal what's really going on. For years, Hudson and Rex wasn't just another detective show. It was a heartfelt journey about the unbreakable bond between man and dog, between Detective Charlie Hudson and his trusted German Shepherd, Rex. But what fans didn't expect was that this special bond would face a heartbreaking real-life tragedy that could never have been scripted. In August 2024, sad whispers began to spread through the loyal fan community. Diesel von Wildenwald, the German Shepherd who had brilliantly played Rex since the show's first season, had passed away. At first, there were only quiet posts on crew social media accounts, soft hints that something painful had happened. Soon, the devastating truth was confirmed. Diesel had lost his battle with advanced cancer. For those who had followed his on-screen adventures, this news felt personal, as if a cherished friend had been taken away. Diesel wasn't just a dog actor, he was the soul of Hudson and Rex. Every tilt of his head, every chase through city streets, every scene where he saved Detective Hudson from danger brought a sense of life and spirit that no human actor could replace. Fans didn't just love Rex, they loved Diesel. His clever eyes, gentle strength, and bravery made him unforgettable. For the cast and crew, Diesel's death was more than just the loss of a co-star. It was losing a family member. Behind the scenes, the mood on set was somber. Cast members, including John Reardon, Mekong Nguyen, Kevin Hanchard, and Justin Kelly, shared quiet moments of grief. No words could fully capture what Diesel meant to them, not just as a performer, but as a loyal presence on the set day after day. The production crew faced an impossible challenge. How could they go on without the dog who was the heart of the entire show? Producers and writers met in long, emotional sessions to decide the future of the series. Canceling the show was even briefly discussed. But then came a new idea, one that would both honor Diesel's memory and carry his legacy forward. Rex would live on, not through a sudden replacement or a quick rewrite, but through family. Two younger German shepherds, Dylan and Dante, Diesel's own nephews, were introduced into the story. It was a gentle, thoughtful way to let fans know that Diesel's spirit was still alive in every scene. This decision was risky. Would viewers accept new dogs in Rex's place? Would they feel betrayed or comforted? The showrunners knew they were walking a fine line, but when the new dogs appeared on screen, something magical happened. Fans saw not just the faces of Dylan and Dante, but the memory of Diesel shining through them. Their movements, their training, their eager expressions reminded everyone of the joy Diesel had brought for so many seasons. Still, no tribute could fully replace what Diesel had given to Hudson and Rex. In the season finale of Season 7, a quiet scene showed Rex pausing by Hudson's side, an unspoken farewell to the beloved dog who had made the show what it was. Fans wept, not because the story forced them to, but because they felt the weight of real loss behind the camera. This moment, though brief, marked the end of an era. Diesel was gone, but his paw prints were forever on the heart of the show. Social. Media lit up with tributes, fan art, and messages from viewers around the world. Some shared how Diesel, and by extension Rex, had helped them through dark times. Others posted old clips, remembering the joy and courage he had shown on screen. But while this real-life tragedy hung heavy over the show, another challenge was quietly brewing, one that threatened the future of the series even more than Diesel's loss. It was the unexpected and deeply worrying battle faced by John Reardon himself. As Season 7 unfolded, fans noticed something strange. Detective Hudson was appearing less and less. By episode 2, his screen time had sharply dropped. What was going on behind the scenes? Then, shocking news broke. Reardon had been diagnosed with tonsil cancer, a dangerous and exhausting illness that required him to step back from the demanding role. For viewers, this revelation was a double blow. First, Diesel, now the beloved lead actor of the show, was facing a fight for his life. The question on everyone's lips was the same. Could Hudson and Rex survive this? As the fanbase grieved for Diesel, they also rallied behind Reardon. Messages of support, Hope and strength flooded his social media pages. The production paused to allow him the rest and treatment he needed, but whispers of doubt began to rise. Would the show ever truly recover? Could the magic be restored for a season 8? Or was this the quiet fading of a once great series? The path forward was uncertain. Reardon's illness, combined with Diesel's death, cast a long shadow over Hudson and Rex. Yet in that shadow, glimmers of hope began to shine. Just as the show had found a way to gently introduce Dylan and Dante, so too did Reardon's Brave. Recovery sparked rumors that he might return, stronger and healthier than before. But would these small signs of light be enough? Could the show's creators rebuild Hudson and Rex without breaking its spirit? As the world absorbed the painful news of Diesel's passing, another storm quietly gathered, one that would hit Hudson and Rex at its very core. It was not just the sudden loss of their beloved dog Star that shook the series. The heart and face of the show, John Reardon himself, was fighting a battle far away from the cameras. When whispers began to surface about Reardon's absence from key episodes in Season 7, fans grew worried. Detective Charlie Hudson, the brave and compassionate lead, who, alongside Rex, had solved countless cases, was appearing less and less. His sharp wit, kind demeanor, and strong presence were suddenly missing from the screen. At first, the production kept quiet, giving no clear reason for this mysterious reduction in screen time. But behind the scenes, a far more serious reality was unfolding. In December 2024, the truth was finally shared with the world. John Reardon, the actor so deeply loved by fans of the show, revealed that he had been diagnosed with tonsil cancer. The news landed like a heavy stone in the hearts of viewers who had come to see Reardon not just as Detective Hudson, but as a symbol of strength, intelligence, and courage. In a heartfelt public statement, Reardon bravely opened up about his diagnosis, his fears, and the long journey ahead of him. His voice, usually filled with confidence and warmth on screen, now spoke softly of vulnerability, gratitude, and hope. He thanked his wife, actress Megan Ory, for standing by his side, his children for giving him strength, and the medical team who fought tirelessly to save his life. The revelation explained everything. The sudden shifts in the storyline, the quiet replacement of Hudson's role by other characters like Detective Mark, the unusual focus on secondary plots. These were not random creative decisions. They were emergency measures designed to give Reardon the time he needed to battle his illness. For the production team, it was an almost impossible balancing act. How could they carry on the show when both their canine and human stars were suddenly gone? How could they write around the absence of a man whose character was the very soul of the series? The answer lay in patience and quiet resilience. The writers crafted new arcs, allowing characters like Detective Mark to step forward, expanding roles that had previously remained in the background. Detective Sarah Truong, played by Maiko Nguyen, found herself solving cases without Hudson's familiar presence at her side. Viewers were introduced to fresh dynamics, new tensions, and unexpected partnerships, all while the shadow of Hudson's absence hung heavy over every scene. But for many fans, it was bittersweet. The show was not the same without Detective Hudson and Rex together. Their unique chemistry, their silent understanding, their shared bravery in the face of danger, these things could not be replaced, no matter how clever the writing or how strong the performances of the supporting cast. The fans held their breath, waiting for news. Would John Reardon return? Could he truly come back from such a life-threatening illness and resume the role that had defined the last decade of his career? Signs of hope began to appear. In February 2025, after months of grueling treatment and recovery, Reardon made his first public appearance. Pale but smiling, thinner but standing tall, he stepped into the spotlight once again. His message was clear. He was on the mend, and he was determined to return to the work he loved. Social media erupted with joy. Fans posted thousands of messages of support, relief, and celebration. Videos of Reardon's appearance went viral as people around the world shared in the happiness of his recovery. The mood shifted. What had seemed like the slow fading of Hudson and Rex now felt like the beginning of a comeback story. At the same time, the producers of the show hinted that plans for Season 8 were still alive. Reports from inside the industry suggested that pre-production could begin as early as May 2025, with filming possibly starting in the summer. The return of Reardon, if his health continued to improve, seemed more than just a dream. It was becoming a real possibility. Even better, fans noticed subtle clues in Reardon's own social media posts. Photos of him hiking, laughing with his children, spending time outdoors. These simple images spoke volumes. He was rebuilding his strength day by day, step by step, but despite the growing optimism, the future was not yet certain. Television is a hard and unpredictable business. Contracts, insurance, physical demands, and tight filming schedules all play a part in whether an actor can return to work after such a serious illness. Behind the scenes, discussions were surely underway. Should the character of Hudson return fully, or would he appear only in limited scenes? Would the focus shift permanently to other detectives, with Hudson offering occasional guidance rather than leading every case? The show's creators faced hard choices, balancing the desires of the fans with the realities of production and Reardon's health. Meanwhile, the absence of Diesel left its own unresolved question. Could Dylan and Dante truly fill Rex's pause? The two younger German shepherds were promising, well-trained, and capable, but Diesel's bond with Reardon had been something rare and special. Would audiences accept a new canine partner at Hudson's side? Or would the magic of the original pairing be impossible to recreate? These were risks the production team had to take. The Season 7 finale had ended on a cliffhanger, with Hudson shot and missing, his fate unknown. This bold move left the door wide open for any number of possibilities. A triumphant return, a slow recovery, or the heartbreaking decision to write Detective Hudson out of the show for good? Fans were torn between fear and hope. On online forums, they debated passionately. Should the show continue if Reardon couldn't return? Would a spin-off make sense, focusing on the younger detectives and Rex's nephews? Or was the only right thing to do to end the show gracefully, honoring both Diesel and Reardon's incredible contributions? There were no easy answers. What was clear, however, was the depth of love and loyalty the audience felt for the show. Despite the uncertainty, the heartbreak, and the long wait, the Hudson and Rex fanbase remained united. Their messages were filled not with anger or frustration, but with compassion. They understood the real-life struggles behind the fiction. They knew that some things mattered more than TV schedules and plot lines: health, family, healing. As spring 2025 approached, all eyes turned toward the network. Would there be an official announcement? Would Reardon be strong enough to return to full-time filming? And how would the show honor Diesel's memory as it moved into this uncertain future, as the dust settled from the double tragedy that shook? Hudson and Rex, the show's creators, cast, and millions of loyal fans began to ask the question that hung heavily in the air: what happens next? Season 7 had ended not with resolution, but with uncertainty. A bold, unsettling cliffhanger that left Detective Charlie Hudson shot and missing, his fate unknown. It was the perfect metaphor for the real-life status of the series itself: wounded, struggling, but not yet finished. Could Season 8 breathe new life into the beloved show, or would this painful chapter mark the end of an unforgettable era? For the production team, the stakes could not be higher. Hudson and Rex has never been just another crime procedural. Its charm, its spirit, its very identity was built on the extraordinary partnership between a sharp, compassionate detective and his brilliant German shepherd partner. With Diesel gone and John Reardon's health uncertain, the foundation of the series seemed fragile. Yet hope persisted, fueled by the quiet determination of the cast and crew and the unwavering support of a fanbase unwilling to let go. Whispers from within the industry hinted that work on Season 8 had already begun in cautious steps. Writers were brainstorming possible plot lines that would honor the past while preparing for the future. One possibility stood out among the rest: a slow, careful return for Detective Hudson. Instead of rushing Reardon back into full-time filming, the scripts might allow him to appear in selected scenes, perhaps as a mentor figure guiding his colleagues from behind the scenes or recovering from his injuries while solving cases through communication and insight. This would let the audience reconnect with Hudson without placing impossible demands on Reardon's health. Meanwhile, Detective Mark, introduced in Season 7 as Hudson's temporary replacement, had won over many fans with his thoughtful and respectful approach to the role. Could Mark take on more responsibility, possibly as Hudson's protege or partner, rather than a replacement? The writers faced a delicate task: expanding Mark's role without making the audience feel like Hudson was being erased. Every line of dialogue, every scene would have to balance old loyalties with new possibilities. Then there was Rex. Or rather, Rex's legacy, now carried forward by Diesel's nephews Dylan and Dante. These two young dogs had shown promise during their debut episodes, But would they be able to capture the same magic that Diesel had so effortlessly embodied? The answer would depend not only on training and performance, but on the chemistry they could build with John Reardon, should he return, or with the new leading detectives. Fans were cautiously optimistic. The show had wisely chosen to introduce Dylan and Dante as part of Rex's family, acknowledging the real loss while giving the story a path forward. Rumors swirled online about possible new story arcs. Would Season 8 open with Hudson awakening in a hospital, struggling to recover from his near-fatal shooting, while Rex waits loyally at his bedside? Could the episodes focus on Hudson's physical and emotional rehabilitation, blending real-life themes of illness and resilience with fiction? Some fans even speculated about a time jump, a way to explain Hudson's long absence and allow for the development of younger detectives taking the lead. While Hudson offers guidance from a quieter role, there was also talk of honoring Diesel with a special tribute episode, a flashback story, perhaps, revisiting some of the most beloved cases solved by Hudson and Rex in their prime. Or maybe a quiet scene where Hudson, sitting by Rex's old kennel, remembers the bond they shared, the moments of danger, the quiet comfort of his loyal partner's presence on lonely nights. Such an episode could provide the closure that fans craved, while gently passing the torch to the new generation of canine heroes. Behind all these possibilities, however, was the question no one dared to speak aloud. What if John Reardon could not return? Despite his brave recovery and hopeful appearances, acting in a demanding, fast-paced crime drama is no easy task. The physical strain, the long hours, the emotional weight, all could be too much after his battle with cancer. If that happened, the writers faced an agonizing choice. Should Hudson be quietly written out of the show, perhaps retired from the force, or transferred to a distant city? Or would the unthinkable happen? Detective Hudson dying off screen, his sacrifice becoming the emotional foundation for the new season? Such a decision would not be made lightly. Hudson's departure would need to be handled with the utmost care, respect, and meaning. Fans would need closure, not shock, and the story of Hudson and Rex would need to continue in a way that honored the legacy of both Diesel and Reardon while building something new for the future. And what of the other beloved characters? Detective Sarah Truong, Dr. Olivia Furlong, Superintendent Donovan, these figures could step into larger roles, their relationships with Hudson and Rex offering new depth to their stories. Could Sarah become the new team leader, solving cases? With Rex while staying in touch with Hudson from afar? Might Olivia's forensic skills take center stage, or Donovan's quiet wisdom shape the team's future? The potential was vast, but so were the risks. Change, after all, can either breathe fresh life into a show or drive its audience away. As these possibilities hung in the air, the fans waited. On Reddit threads, Facebook groups, and fan sites, theories and hopes bloomed like spring flowers. Some dreamed of a grand return, Hudson and Rex reunited in a final, triumphant season. Others feared a gentle farewell, Hudson's story ending quietly as the next generation took the spotlight. All agreed on one thing: the show could not forget its roots. The bond between human and dog, between Hudson and Rex, was the heart of everything. The producers, no doubt, understood this. Any Season 8 would need to walk a tightrope, honoring the past while daring to imagine a future. Would they succeed? Would they find the right balance of old and new, grief and hope, loss and renewal? For now, only rumors fill the silence. No official announcement has confirmed Season 8, nor has any cast list been revealed. The industry whispers point to a possible production start in May 2025, wrapping in July, but until the network speaks, nothing is certain. One thing, however, remains crystal clear. Hudson and Rex Season 8 is more than a TV show. It is a story of loyalty, courage, and love, on screen and off. The losses of Diesel and John Reardon's illness touched the real lives of everyone involved, from the actors to the viewers. And whatever comes next, whether it's a new beginning or a graceful end, will be shaped by that shared journey. As the uncertainty surrounding Hudson and Rex continues, one thing remains undeniably clear: the deep and unwavering bond between the show and its loyal audience. Rarely does a television series inspire such devotion, such genuine care for its cast, its stories, and even its animal stars. Yet here, in the quiet waiting for Season 8 news, fans from all over the world have gathered, not to complain or demand, but to hope, to remember, and to stand beside those who brought these beloved characters to life. Across countless online communities, Reddit threads, Facebook groups, fan blogs, thousands of viewers have shared memories of their favorite Hudson and Rex moments. The daring rescues, the quiet office scenes where Hudson confided in Rex late at night, the thrilling chases and gentle moments of understanding between man and dog. These memories have become more than entertainment. They are part of the lives of the fans themselves. Some have written long tributes to Diesel, recalling how his keen eyes and loyal spirit made Rex more than a character. He was a friend. Others have penned heartfelt letters to John Reardon, thanking him for his courage both as an actor and as a man facing a terrifying illness. This overwhelming support has not gone unnoticed. The cast and crew have occasionally responded with quiet messages of gratitude, liking posts, sharing memories, and offering tiny glimpses of hope. John Reardon's own return to social media, with photos of family walks, sunny outdoor days, and gentle smiles, has felt like a personal message to every fan holding their breath. I am still here, I am fighting, and I want to come back. But even with this light of hope, the future of the show remains delicately poised. Will Season 8 happen? Will Hudson return to his badge and his beloved Rex? Or will the story take a bold, new direction? Honoring the past while stepping into the unknown? No official word has settled these questions. The network remains silent. The producers are surely weighing their options carefully, knowing the importance of every decision they make. What is certain is that, no matter what happens next, Hudson and Rex has already earned its place in television history. Not because of flashy effects or shocking twists, but because of something far rarer: honesty, heart, and humanity. In a world often filled with fast, forgettable stories, this quiet show about a detective and his dog reminded people of the simple, beautiful bond that can exist between human and animal, partner and friend. It reminded audiences that bravery is not just chasing criminals, it is also fighting illness, facing loss, and holding on to hope when the future is uncertain. Perhaps Season 8 will give fans the ending they long for. A triumphant return, Hudson and Rex reunited, solving crimes, and sharing quiet moments once more. Perhaps it will gently guide the story toward a new generation, with Detective Mark, Sarah, and others stepping forward to carry the torch. Or perhaps, bravely, it will close this chapter forever, letting Hudson's final case remain a mystery. His legend untouched. Whatever path the creators choose, they do so knowing that millions will be watching, not with anger or disappointment, but with understanding, with gratitude, with love. The story of Hudson and Rex may change, but the spirit of loyalty, courage, and friendship at its core will endure. Because that bond, like the bond between Hudson and Rex, cannot be broken. And so, as the world waits for news, the question remains for every fan holding their breath. What ending do you hope for? A bold new beginning, or a final perfect? Farewell, share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned, for the next chapter in the story of Hudson and Rex Season 8 may be closer than we think. Thank you!